Deb Pestronk, and I live at 11486 East Drive in Reston and resided there for 11 years. I served on the Tennis Advisory Committee for 8.5 years, including a stint as a chairperson. I'm currently also captain of Reston's GWTA B2 team and have been for the past 5 years. 2 years ago, I served as the president of the Greater Washington Tennis Association Women's Spring and Fall Tennis League, which represents over 56 teams. And I'm about to become the president of Golf Course Island Cluster Association, which is the largest residential cluster in Reston. Why is any of this information relevant? Well, I think it is for two basic reasons. It demonstrates my commitment to Reston and to providing opportunities for not only Restonians but non-residents to see really just how wonderful a community we are. Second, I'm not just involved in this cause and being here to object or to complain, but rather to constructively seek a better solution. Frankly, I'm somewhat befuddled by the board's actions to hire yet another consulting group to figure out what our needs are. How many studies do we have to have? In the years in which I've been active, we've sponsored at least 2 formal studies regarding recreation. A Reston recreational study has almost become a cottage industry by itself. And recommendations never seemingly get off the ground. Why? Because residents object. And the board and RCC should remember this history. In the last few years, as proof of this, the proposed closings of Shadowwood and Fall Oak schools were rejected by residents, even though they were supported by the study people. The bubble at Ridge Heights was removed due to neighbors' objections. Bubbling over or creating indoor tennis courts out of existing courts, which would have been minimally inexpensive projects, whether they be at Barton Hill, Newport, or wherever else, have consistently been objected to. We just rejected funding for a new headquarters building. Seemingly, Restonians don't want change, and they certainly don't seem to want change in their backyard. So I asked, whose brainstorm was it to hire yet another firm, seemingly not provide them a sufficient past history of our failures, provide them no guidance whatsoever as to the possible cost, and just say shoot for the sky? I must also admit that the concept of some sort of backdoor financing was clever, but is it right? I think not. So where are we at? What can we do to move forward? I am impressed, truly impressed by the turnout and the interest in all this, but want all people here to know that virtually all of the suggestions mentioned in the past few weeks have been exhaustingly investigated over the past years, whether it be indoor courts at South Lake's commercial property usage, and they proved unworkable for various reasons. So what do I propose? Well, I hate to suggest it, but I think...
Time is up. You can give us your...
She has 6 minutes.
6 minutes, right?
I hate to suggest it, but I think a new committee needs to be formed consisting of at least 3 to 5 of the leaders of the Save Browns Chapel movement and representatives from the tennis, swim, volleyball, and basketball communities to see if they can come up with a recommendation for either having indoor tennis or additional pool and other recreational facilities which don't bankrupt the community. And if we can't, and I personally hate to say this because I love tennis, well then maybe that's just the way it's going to have to be for a while. The Browns Chapel proposal needs to be shelved for many reasons, but the simplest is its ridiculous financial cost.